Hello and welcome back to my channel. This channel is Evan's channel and my name's Evan and it's all about automotive stuff. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the button right down there. And today we're going to talk about Audi A4s and A5s and how to buy a good used one. First, we're going to start with the oldest generation that people still buy and are well known, which is the B5. It's 98 to 02. Those had a 1.8 liter engine or they had a 3 liter. They were available in the Quattro, which I would 100% recommend, or front wheel drive. I wouldn't really recommend the front wheel drive. You might as well just buy a Volkswagen that's comparable. Save yourself a little money. But the Quattro is amazing. I owned one. They came with a 1.8 or the 3.0, both of which, or the 2.8, sorry, both of which were offered with an automatic or a manual. The manuals on those, as long as you drive it like a normal vehicle and aren't doing clutch drops all the time, which pretty much goes for all manuals, are bulletproof. I personally know somebody with 250,000 miles on the original clutch, original everything on an 02, and mine had 143,000 when I sold it. Original everything as far as the transmission goes, original clutch, no issues, shifted great. The automatics don't have any issues until about 175,000 miles. Then they typically go. And that encompasses the 98 to 04, which is two different body styles. Actually, it's 05 and a half, but they're similar enough to where I'm just going to combine that into one lump. The only real difference as far as reliability goes, which is what you kind of want in a used car and look for, is the 98 to 02. Typically they go through CV shafts and wheel bearings, and I've seen that in my friend's brothers. It went through a few. But just get yourself like some good CarQuest lifetime warranty ones, or if like Advance Auto sells them, lifetime warranty, or AutoZone or O'Reilly, just make sure it has a lifetime warranty, and it shouldn't really be an issue. You can just take it in and get one replaced. And then the V6s, it's a 2.8 until 02, and then it's a 3.0. Both timing belt motors, both known to be pretty good. I just would stick with the 4 cylinders, easier to work on, better gas mileage. The V6s don't make all that much more power, and if you want something fast, you shouldn't really buy an A4 anyway. They're not fast. You're just going to break stuff trying to make it fast. So as far as that goes, unless you get a good deal and the timing belt's been done, I would just stick with the inline 4. But either way, you need to make sure the timing belt's been done. If not, kind of budget the cost of the parts and the labor if you're going to have it done, or the parts to do it yourself when you buy the car. Typically, I've never got quoted from this, but I have seen bills for it. I want to say the bill for mine and my A4 was $2,000 from the previous owner because he had the receipts. I didn't have to have the belt done. I bought it at 120,000 miles, sold it at 143. But I would have probably just done it myself with my friend's dad's help or a YouTube video. I'm relatively mechanical and maintain my cars, which you'll see on this channel myself. And then for the next body style, which is a B7, and that was 05 and a half, and then 09 they phased it out. That came with a 2 liter. And I don't believe it came with a V6, but if you could get it with a V6, it was that 3 liter. I can't remember for sure. But the 2.0 seems to be a pretty good engine. I heard a lot of mixed reviews on it. Some people say in that body style there's different issues as far as burning oil and things like that. But as a whole, it seems to be reliable. And it does have the same coil issue, I've heard, as a 1.8, but the coils are right on top. Pull the engine cover off, one 10mm bolt, and they unplug. Same as the 1.8. Anybody could do it, really, honestly. If you can take a tire off a car, like the wheel and tire for a flat tire, or put air in your tire even for that matter, you can change a coil on one of these cars. So I wouldn't really worry about it compared to some of the issues in other cars that are known. And then after that, we move up to the newest body style. It just got replaced about a year ago, and that'd be the B8. And that's where we start to get into some tricky stuff, because the 2 liter on those is known for burning oil, some of them timing chain guide issues, stuff like that. But from what I've heard, and once again, don't own one, don't have experience, but have heard and read and researched this, I almost bought one over this BMW. The dealership will cover those that are burning oil. You do an oil consumption test, which is where they fill it up with oil, they seal it or whatever they do, so you can't take some out. I don't know exactly how they do that or tell. And then you bring it back, and if it burns a certain amount, they'll pull it apart and they'll re-ring it. And you can, I don't know if they'll cover it or if you can pay them additional. I guess I could ask my friend's dad who works at the dealership if you want to know in the comments. But they'll put new rings and pistons. I'm pretty sure they'll do pistons. I know they do rings, and that kind of covers that issue for you. If you're looking at one, call an Audi dealer before you buy it. If you know it burns oil, tell them how many miles. This guy's turning at 10 miles an hour. Just tell them how many miles and the VIN number, and make sure it'd be covered if it burns oil. And those had a 3.2 liter V6 in the first couple years they were offered. I would just stay away from that and stick with a 2 liter. It doesn't really make any less power. I think it's like 10 horsepower, 20 horsepower less, but you're not really going to notice. 2 liter is going to be lighter and everything else. And we're going 30 miles an hour right now. I'm leading a parade. I don't know what this guy in this truck's doing up here, but as far as that goes, the manual knows good. Same thing, the automatics typically last till about 175,000. My friend's dad does know someone. He works on them every day, so I hear stories from him. But he does know someone that has around 200,000 miles on an automatic on one of those. And they did, when they did like the B8.5 refresh, it's called, they switched to a 8-speed. And those are still pretty new, so there's not a lot of information on those as far as reliability. But my aunt has an A5 with an 8-speed, and it's a 2013. It's got about 85,000 miles now, and the 8-speed's been flawless. I've driven it. It's a wonderful transmission. No issues with it. Of course, a manual is better. I do prefer Audis with a manual. That's what I owned in mine. I loved it. I would have gotten this BMW in a manual, but 100% of my driving in this car is city, stop and go. So my next car, when I'm done with college, I'll get a manual. But you really just want to look out for all the service history, primarily the timing belt, and just look to see what was done at the dealer. It gives you a good indication of how the person cared about their car, or if they did it themselves and have receipts. Like mine, the guy went as far as windshield wipers at the dealer, like everything. It was ridiculous. I had like 47 pages of receipts for it that he gave me. And really, besides that, if you pull up to look at an A4 that someone's selling and there's no receipts for maintenance, no proof of the timing belt, they don't know what you're talking about when you ask about the timing belt, it's got 100,000 miles or whatever, I would stay away from it, especially if it's had multiple owners. Oh, Prius in the middle of the road. That's nice. And I would just stay away from it because there's tons of them out there. The key to buying one of these cars is not to be impatient. You don't really want to rush out, buy one that's had 3 owners or whatever. And another thing, they carry, as do BMWs, I don't know about Mercedes, but they carry a 12-year warranty on corrosion. So, like my girlfriend's Jetta is an 05, and we just took it in. It had some surface rust on the fenders, and it actually got approved. It's Volkswagen Audi, same company, so that's my experience with warranty. It got approved to have the fender replaced. So if you're looking at, say, like an 06 or an 07, because it's 2017 right now, it's 12 years from the date of purchase. So as long as it fits into that, and it's rusty, and the panel hasn't been tampered with, you can tell, or replaced, or someone tried to fix it before and kind of rig it, you can take it to the dealership. They're not going to give you a loaner car, so you're going to need something to drive, but they'll approve it, and it'll take a few weeks, and they'll fix the rust for you. And that's in the first 12 years since the car was purchased. When it was new, it doesn't matter if you're the original owner. So that's actually a big pro in buying one of these cars. And another thing, if you pull the door blades off and look under those, you want to clean those. If you just look up door blades on Google, you'll see what I'm talking about if you don't already know, and how to pull it off. And you want to clean behind there, because salt and stuff will build up in there. But if it's rusty behind there and your car's less than 12 years old, don't sand it or wire wheel it or anything. Go to the dealership, show them, get it fixed for free. Once you tamper with it, they're not going to fix it for free. So, in a nutshell, that's how to buy a used Audi. I know it's broad. If you want to comment below, right down here, just comment and I'll go over any other questions you might have, and I can get you answers, even if it takes me a day or two if I don't know them. But getting home from school now, and that'll be it. I guess I'll show you the next vehicle I'm going to review real quick. Let me pull this camera off. My dad just bought this Sierra, this new Sierra, so we're going to review that pretty soon. But other than that, that's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching my video. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. There'll be more to come. There'll be a BMW overview next. Thank you.